Hey there, LogDog321, and today we're going to be talking about how to wash the Neato filter. So first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to have a clean filter ready. If you have one, great. If not, then you just can't use your Neato for about 48 hours. So if you only have one filter, make sure you turn off your schedule. That way you don't run without a filter and kill your Neato, which I am sure you don't want to do. But to wash it, let's get started. So let's pop the bin. And as you can see, my bin is empty, but pretty dirty. So please remember, this is going to be the second time I've washed this filter. It's been a couple months since I've last cleaned it, so it's going to be quite dirty. So just pop the filter out, put the new one in, and stick it back in your Neato. I know that for all of you who have a Neato, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I know that a lot of people who watch this channel don't actually have these vacuums, and they just enjoy watching me show how to work on them. So, as you can see, my filter is absolutely filthy here. It's been a long time since I've cleaned it. Let's see if I can focus on that. Yeah, it's really dirty. So, one of the things we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take a vacuum cleaner and suck all the dirt off so that we don't make mud. Now let me go grab one so that I can show you. Okay, so I've got my vacuum here, the Shark Navigator Rotator. This is what I use day to day. And let's just pop the handle off here and clean off this filter. So take a look at how it was before. Let's turn it on. It will get a little bit loud, but I will show you just what happens. So as you could see there, because I was holding the camera, I couldn't get a great job of it. But let me put down the camera, finish the job, and I'll show you what it looks like when I come back. Here we go. Filter is clean, and well, at least clean from the vacuum. And it's now a nice gray, light gray color, as opposed to the dark gray it was before. So now it just needs to be washed, and let's go to the sink and let's show you exactly the best way to wash this thing. See you there. Okay, so before we get to washing, let me show you a quick little comparison. So this is the dirty filter that I pulled out, and this is a brand new clean filter. So now this is after the vacuum ran on it, so the shark tried to suck as much as it could. So white, light gray. I didn't get a before shot because I didn't think of it, but let's see what it looks like after we wash it, shall we? As you can see, we are in the laundry room, and I have the necessary filter washing ingredients. We have some water, we have the dirty filter, and we have some soap. Now, previously I used laundry detergent. Right now I'm just going to use some Dawn because it was available. And honestly, it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's not like this thing needs to be perfectly white. It's not like you need to bleach it. It honestly doesn't really matter. So let's start by getting the filter wet. So let's turn on the water. Just move your thumb back and forth, making sure that the water seeps through there. You want to make sure we get this all nice and wet. In this case, you can see, I think, yep, you can see I am running water on the dirty side of the filter. Now I'm going to turn the water up a little bit and run it through on the clean side. Now this filter does have properties that make it hard to clean, as it does not like water. It's not very soluble to water. But that's fine. We're still going to clean it anyway. So after you get it all nice and watered, you should be able to see through it like this. As you can see by these two dark patches, those are the only places that have gotten water fully through, so I want to keep doing this. And a good way I've found to do this is push it up against the sink head, because that actually forces water through it. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some of you in the comments that are like, no, this is bad for the filter, no, you're doing it on the wrong side, or like, you're going to critique me somehow. Honestly, please remember, it's a filter that you're washing. It doesn't really matter. This isn't like, we're sending a man to the moon. So, everyone has their own personal preference. If you're watching this video, you probably want to see the way I do it, so enjoy the way I do it. So, as we can see, most of the filter is sufficiently wet. I'm going to take our Dawn here. Now, you could use laundry detergent, whatever you want. Just put a tiny little bit on there, and get your thumb in there. Let's get it nice and soapy. Back and forth. Get all that dirt out. Come on. Now, one of the things I like about Dawn is it's a very, very concentrated grease fighter. Now, in a vacuum, that doesn't do a lot unless you're doing like kitchen areas or things where grease might be present. In this case, this machine does do the whole house, so sometimes grease will get caught in it, so I want to make sure we get everything out. So in that case, and that's why I'm using Dawn. Now, as we can see, my scrubbing on this side is actually pushing the soap through to the other side. Getting all nice and soapy there. We're going to turn on the water and watch the soap come right out. Now make sure you don't leave any soap in here. I mean, it's not going to kill you or anything. It's not going to hurt you. It will probably make your Neato smell good, but it's not something you really want to do. You want to try to get all that soap out, because otherwise the residue can attract dirt and leave dirt in here. As you can see, one of the things I like to do is I like to fill up the grid on top and hold it, letting the water strain through. It takes a little bit of time for it to do that, but it does allow gravity to do the work of pushing it through for you. As you can see, waving it back and forth, where you're going to use some inertia to try to get a little bit of water out. You could hear a couple splatters there. And there we go. Looks pretty clean. Now, after this, we're going to want to let this thing dry for... the rule of thumb for filters is between 24 and 48 hours. Because this is a robot, and, it's quite sensitive to water, as it contains a lot of electrical pieces, and it's quite expensive. I would recommend letting this sit 48 to 72. It's personal preference. I mean, if it's completely dry after 24, if you put it in a heat chamber or something and it's dry in 6, I'd say use it, but be very careful with it. Make sure there's no water hiding in the center of the filter. So, yeah, that's about it. So, we have now successfully washed this Neato filter, and we can wait for it to dry, put it back in, and get the machine up and running again. This is quite important because the Neato, it has a very high airflow, at least for a robot, and thus traps a lot of dirt in here and can really impair the performance of your vacuum if you don't keep it washed. So I'm going to put this up to dry, and thank you very much for watching my video. Please, as always, rate, comment, subscribe. I'm sure you've heard that saying thousands of times, but I mean it. And if you have any questions, anything you want to see, please leave a comment, and I will be sure to make a video for you. Thank you very much for watching.